Can you hear me now?
Now I can, yeah.
Okay.
My word, you're all buttoned up. You're all buttoned up. You're all post spring breaky. I think needless to say.
Let's say, whoa, that was
Whoa.
not that anything happened in the last 3 weeks or so, but
Just
needless
your
to say,
wildest dreams coming true. That's all.
all the wildest dreams coming true. Where do we start? Let's start with so the first week we don't have to get into like how we didn't record for a few weeks. You went to Nicaragua.
Yeah.
You still look kind of tan from Nicaragua.
Let's hope. Let's
Yeah.
pray. Because
Does your
all I did was be in the sun.
your hair does your hair get lighter in the sun?
No, I actually went to get my hair done and right after Nicaragua to get blonde. Um, for summer, as the girlies do.
Yeah.
And it went well considering the last time I went and got blonde in my hair, it all fell out. So that was traumatizing.
Do you have a picture of that we can post to the people?
I'm sure my stylist does because we both were crying.
What do you mean it all fell out?
Well, my hair had been dyed black from a box
Right.
for like years. Like I just kept it black. And I went to get my hair done and I told it's Elena, my friend Elena, Jeremy's wife,
Oh,
who was on
okay.
the pod. She's an amazing hairstylist, but she was in the beginning kind of her career. So I went to get my hair done blonde and she was like, it's been black. And I'm like, yes, that's correct. Um, so it was so, I guess from what I've learned now, is because of all the fakeness, because of all the fakeness that was going on,
Right.
that when she went in to try to make it look blonde, then it was just like not taking and it was orange and then it was yellow and then it was like this weird other color. And she's like, it's fine, it's fine. And I was like younger. This is like over 10 years ago. And I was like, it's fine. Let's just keep going. And so finally she like has these highlights like up to here
Yeah.
and the foil, like she takes the foil off and she's like rinsing my hair, and my hair literally is just coming out off,
Oh my God.
like in the sink. And she's like, okay, oh God. And I'm like, what's happening? And you're just like so dumb and naive about hair. And you're like, my hair's fine. It's something I've always had and I'll always take for granted. Well, I never did again.
When you
And
say fell out, like all the way or just to where she dyed it.
yeah, so it was kind of like in the back, right? Like, so like in the back, the hair was like holding on for dear life back here.
Yeah.
I mean, like you take the foils, right? They're meeting, they're all like right here around your head.
Yeah.
And so I think I walked around for like 5 years with a ponytail that was like this thick. Like one bobby pin was struggling.
Do you like like you could tell, could people like see you and be like, oh gosh.
Oh, I never had it down, so no one could tell.
Oh, okay.
I forced all of my hair to be in the front of my face. So it was like I had this much hair total, but I just kept it like this. And then I would put this back in a ponytail. So no one could tell.
Wow. So
Lee has
that didn't
pictures of
happen
it.
this time. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll
So
try
this
to.
time I was like a wreck. I was like, oh
Yeah.
God, this is going to be bad. And she was super, super scared too, but it worked out okay. And she actually didn't do that much, but it looks like it's a lot more, but
Yeah.
fine.
So this time you just got tan and then you got your hair did.
Yeah, I
And
went and got a tan and then I got blonde and I'm like, this is all natural. That's a
yeah.
lie. It's
New
false.
me, new year, new me.
New me, new pod, new me. Look out.
Mm-mm.
You saw, okay, but
Wait,
like,
that's
yeah, okay,
that was
wait.
like just last week.
Okay,
Let's
that's true.
I want to hear because I feel like right after this happened, I wanted to hear this story.
Okay.
You guys go to Nicaragua for
Yeah.
like okay, was it like 20-year anniversary trip or was it just a trip?
Like it was like 20-year anniversary part. Like we're doing a lot of different things
Right.
for our 20-year anniversary. We just decided to kind of go off the rails with it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like we want to go to Nicaragua, we want to go see our family, we want to do this, we want them to come here, like all the things, have dinner with people, get together with people. And
Right.
so we were like, this will be cool because it's right after a lot of different like spiritual events that were like amazing
Yeah.
and fun in our life. And so then I'm like, well, we'll just go after those things because it's during our anniversary. So
Right.
March 7th was our anniversary, and we were going to be in Nicaragua like that day.
Oh, cool.
And Doug and Sophie really wanted us to visit there, Darren's brother.
Yeah.
And so we were like, yeah, that's what we want to do. So that's why we were there. That's why we were going.
Cool. So then you guys get to the airport and
Yeah. And so
ready to
through no
fly off.
one, yeah. So through no one's fault, really, if I'm being honest, I know it sounds crazy to be like, oh, it's no one's fault. Like it's American Airlines' fault. So
Okay.
shout out to American Airlines for being double standard liar. We're gonna get canceled for this. No free tickets, that's for sure.
We're gonna tag American
Um,
Airlines in and we're
yeah,
gonna post this clip.
yes, and I think they need to know the trauma.
They do need to know.
Yeah, so we planned this whole thing. And Sophie, like the one day I was like, we were trying to book the tickets like right away, like that day, like it was getting really close to the wire. And we're like, we need to get this done. So she's like, okay, I got it. I know like what it is. I've got the information. Let me just book it. And I'm like, sweet. So she does. Well, it's on her computer. And so obviously, as anyone who uses their computer like every single day for numerous things, forms automatically fill out. So it automatically just filled out Sophie Jackson, not Melissa Jackson.
Oh, like she didn't type in her name, it just autofilled everything.
It autofilled everything.
Okay.
And she just kept going. And
Yeah.
so then later on, she was like, oh, shoot, like it's not Melissa Jackson, it's Sophie Jackson. And I was like, no big deal. Like, that's fine. Like, let me look it up. She's looking it up. I'm looking it up. Like, we're Googling the heck out of this problem. And it's like everything we were reading, like, it was no questions asked. It's not a big deal. They're
Yeah.
like, as long as you have your passport and your passport number matches your passport number on the ticket, you're golden. Like, if that was
Yeah.
messed up, yeah, you're screwed. But otherwise, good to go. So we get there. We're with another couple and we get to the airport. We go up to this lady. She can kind of speak English, but not really. The airport is slammed.
Where are you at? Are you in DC?
We're in DC, we're in Dulles. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this airport's nuts right now.
Yeah.
So we go up to the counter. We not only were 2 hours early, we were 3 hours early.
Yeah.
International flights and issues. So we're like, we're gonna be 3 hours early, like no problem.
Yeah.
And we get there, we get to talk to the lady. I'm talking to her and I'm telling her everything. And I start showing her like screenshots of literal messages. So Sophie had called American Airlines. The guy at American Airlines was like, this is no issue. Just get there early. She's like, let me speak to your supervisor. The supervisor was like, this is no problem. She's like, prove it to me, send me a note, like do whatever to make sure this is okay, or else
Yeah.
we need to cancel, rebook, whatever. Hindsight's 2020. Should we have rebooked it? Sure, but whatever, it's fine.
Well, if you call and you ask and they say it's not going to be,
They literally, every person we talked to was like, no problem, right?
yeah.
So night before we leave, Darren, Bridget, Corey all get a text at the same time in an email that says, if you're willing to take another flight, please let us know. I'm the only one that doesn't get it.
Mm.
And Darren's like, I didn't want to tell you, but as soon as we all three got that and you didn't get that, I knew you weren't getting on that flight
Oh,
because you have no, like, it's like there's so many people on this flight. Obviously, there's something up.
yeah.
So if there's anything wrong, like you're screwed. But he just didn't tell me.
Yeah.
We get to the airport. This lady she's like, has a She has a phone. I think the phone was like connected to nothing. I think the cord was like not in the wall because she just like picks up the phone. She's like, well, I'm gonna have to make a call about this. I'm like, okay, I'm showing her all this information. She's like, I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. I don't want to see any of that. And I'm like, oh, okay. She gets this phone that I'm pretty sure is like a fake phone from like, Sesame Street. She's like, oh yeah, this girl's here.
She's like, I'm on the phone with the CEO right now.
Yeah, I'm on the
You can
phone
like
with
it's
the
not plugged
CEO,
in.
not plugged in. I'm like, I can see there's like a screenshot of your grandma on there. Like there's no one there. And she's just like on the phone. And I'm like, well, ma'am, this is what I'm showing you, like what your boss, your supervisors, like the people. Oh, we cannot accept. We cannot accept. And I'm like, this is a joke. She's like, no. So fast forward, I go into complete disassociating.
Yeah.
My brain has logged off. I'm like, this isn't happening. I don't know how to fix it, but I can't even think about it right now. So
Like
Darren's like, what?
was it the shutdown sound from like Windows? And he just like shut down.
Yeah. My eyes actually turned into miniature pixels
Yeah.
of the windows.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just was like, ding, 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 ding. And Darren's like, it's our 20th anniversary. She does not care. This woman was like, dude, I got bigger fish to fry. Like I'm back here on the hot seat, basically.
Yeah.
So Darren's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, you got to go. And I'll just see if I can get another flight. Like, I'm not going to have you miss it. And then something really bad happen. And like we both get messed up.
Yeah.
So Darren leaves. I call Sophie. We're talking it out on the computer, like looking at everything. She's like, okay, there's a flight that's in 4 hours, or there's a flight in like 5 days.
Ooh.
So if we can get you on that one, do you want to do that? And I was like, yeah. And if we can't, then I'm not going. Like, I'm like, that's pointless.
Oh man.
Dramatic. The dramatics. So I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So we cancel it. And I tell the lady, like, I'm like standing right in front of her. And I'm like, I'm going to cancel my ticket. And I'm going to get another ticket with United. And I'm getting all my miles back. I'm getting it all back. And she's like, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I'm never flying with you again. She's like,
Yeah,
all
right.
right. I'm like,
You-
you
You're like, you want to pick up that phone that's plugged in? And she's like, no.
right.
You're
Yeah,
like,
she's like, I don't think so. I'm good. Like
okay.
I'm actually solid right now in
Oh,
what I
great. So you worked it out? Awesome. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, she literally was just like, oh, cool. Like you are gonna be going? Nice. Bye-bye. Step aside. And I'm like, wow, calloused, just calloused.
Yeah.
And I think because of my type of ADD, I get really lost easily. Weird little details that like should not matter can
Yeah.
really screw me up. It's like, go to gate B 1 through 45 to the left. And I'm like, to the right, perfect. Walked 5 miles in the wrong direction.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But anyway, so it worked out. I booked it. So then the story takes a great turn. I go see them at their gate. They're kicking people off the flight left and right. Jenna calls me. Jenna says the funniest part to her was when I call her, she's like, how's it going? And I'm like, well, I'm not going. And she was like, what? You're not going at all? And I was like, I'm not going. And at this point, I think I was maybe weeping a little bit. And she's like, you're just not, you're going, or you're just going later. And I was like, well, yeah. And she's like, oh, I think we're
4 hours
fine.
later.
Yeah, 4 hours is not that bad. Here I am, like having a breakdown. But she was like, I'm going to get you into the lounge. But I was so petrified of something bad happening
Yeah.
that I like had a cup of tea and like ate my weight in pasta, like no alcohol. It just was like, I got to stay carb loaded. I got to get ready
You
for
carbo
this.
loaded in case you're there for the long haul.
Yeah. I was like, I need to look alive.
You need to keep your wits. Keep your
I need
wits
to
about
keep my
you.
wits about me with this pasta.
Yeah.
If you have more tortellini, bring them out.
Yeah.
Because this girl, she can't miss this. She's got to get on this flight.
You were like Ron Swanson. You're like, give me all your tortellini. And then you're like, I know when you hear me say that, you think I want a lot of tortellini. I want all of your
I want
tortellini.
all of it. I need all the torts. And I don't want the al dente stuff. I need that stuff digesting
Right.
now.
Yeah.
I
No
want those
crunch.
babies hopping.
Yeah.
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 So then I was in the lounge, you know, chilling out, got on my flight. It was great. I had business class, so that worked out. And then for the
Cool.
flight home, we looked it up, me and Sophie, and Sophie was amazing. She found a flight for me and Darren that was first class for the
Cool.
way
Oh,
home.
wow. Nice.
So we canceled Darren's on the way home, and then we flew first class on the way back to kind of like make up for the mess up.
Cool.
Yeah, so it worked out okay. We did have to run to our last flight in Miami because we were there in that airport, I guess, is the same circumference as I would say Egypt.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah.
And so we almost missed that flight. Darren was running ahead of me. I was about to have a heart attack. I literally had to pause, hands on the knees, wheezing. And he's calling me. He's like, "That's it. I'm on the flight." And I'm like, "I can't make it. I'm dying. Leave me behind." He's
Yeah.
like, "You got this. Keep running." I'm like, "I can't keep running. My legs broke,
You were
ankles
like,
twisted."
if you would have turned around, you would have turned to salt.
Oh, I would have turned to salt immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just want to be back in my Miami days.
Yeah.
Send me to the Hilton. I'm
Take me
fine.
to the Hilton in Miami. I'll be good here.
Yeah, I'll be good here
Hang out
actually
with
for
some
the night.
Cubans.
Oh,
Get a
oh,
sandwich.
yes. I was this close. I was this close to being like, I can't live like this. I am at that age, I think, where I'm like, I can't do this stuff.
Yeah. Darren's like, why are you talking in a Puerto Rican accent?
Never again. Never
He's
again.
like, did you just call me Poppy?
Papi, my legs are broke. I had no idea how to get through it.
Oh man.
I sat down on that last flight and then the internet wouldn't work. And so we couldn't watch a
Oh
movie.
gosh.
Oh my God. I was like dying. You know that feeling when you're so thirsty? I know people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you're thirsty." No, I'm talking like you understand the people in the movies that are walking through a desert, and as the
Yeah.
scene is going, their clothes are shredded. They're seeing their loved ones in the distance, and it's a mirage, and they're
Yeah.
just parched. That was me.
That was you. Wow.
Oh my God. I've never felt so ill in my life.
I think if we like told people to send us travel horror stories, we could probably
We
get some travel horror stories worthy of the pod for sure.
I would love to make a compilation,
Travel horror stories are good.
especially if it's from American Airlines. Please send in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Mhm.
my favorite was I think I already told it on here, but like
What?
I was flying to Seattle last year, or no, this is about a year and a half ago. Uh,
Uh,
I was flying to meet some friends in Seattle, and the like everything was perfect.
okay.
It was just me. Chelsea was doing her sister's trip, so I was just by myself meeting Ryan, who've been on the pod. We were
Yeah.
meeting in Washington. We were meeting in Seattle to go to a Mariners Oakland A's game because that's where he's from Oakland. So
Uh-huh.
and Churches was playing in town, so he flew up for it. So we met up, and or we were going to meet up that night. So I was leaving Newark to when I would get into Seattle at like 8:30, and then we were going to go have
Yeah.
dinner and then hang out the next day. And Chelsea drops me off at the airport, super smooth, like get on the plane.
Everything's going golden.
Everything's going like too golden. Like the pilots are joking, like you're on the best flight of the we're on the best plane in the whole fleet, and we're
Stop
like
it.
two former male models, like making all these jokes and stuff.
Stop.
They're like,
Two
we're gonna
formal.
get you, yeah, like making all these dumb jokes, and he's like, we're gonna get you into Seattle early. And then uh like we should have taken out, like we should have at least left the gate. And he's like, we just have like a quick little thing to do. So we'll be, you know, just give us a minute. And then it was like, folks, we just need like another couple of minutes. And then I hear a lady go, they're gonna cancel this flight. And I'm like, what?
No.
And then they get on and they're like, just for your own comfort, we're gonna have you guys get off the plane. And they said,
What?
yeah, they go, and what's annoying is if it wasn't a night flight, we could have flown you, but it's a problem that we can't fly at night with this problem. So then they're like making it like we probably could still go. needless to say, got off the plane
Stop.
and we had to all go back
Yes.
out, schedule new flights. Like they canceled the flight.
No. After all that nonsense,
Oh, if they would have just been like, guys, just this isn't the best plane. We're hoping to get you there. I'd be like primed. But when they're just like, you're on the best plane with the best pilots,
were they
and we're gonna
really
get you
trying to
there
be funny?
early. They were just they had like a little shtick thing that they did before.
No, no,
I was like,
thank
stop
you.
it, stop it.
No,
No,
can't. No,
no.
thanks.
Even if you would have got me there early, I'd been like, okay, don't do that again. But like, it's fine.
But okay.
So I could hear everyone getting so mad. So I was like, I'm just gonna call the airline and just work it out as we're walking
Yeah.
back to the front.
Yeah.
So I get on the phone and they're just like, we can get you there in the morning. And I'm like, just book it. Fine.
Whatever it is, do it.
And then I just had to wait in line to get a hotel. But it was literally like, and they put me up in a hotel. I didn't get to sleep until like 2 in the morning, and then I had to wake up at 4 to then
Ugh.
get back. It was just a whole
No.
thing. But watching people get so mad and not trying to do anything about fixing their problem, and then just yelling at the person at the
Oh
ticketing
yeah.
booth, like they
Oh
did
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's
they were the
wild.
ones. They were like, I just didn't feel like letting you on the plane. Like I just felt like it would be fun to
Right.
cancel.
I just don't
I
want to.
I want to talk to all 300 of you personally and
And
have you
then we'll
all yell at
decide
me.
what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
So
know
they were
what's
getting
funny?
put on flights
Go
like
ahead.
2 days later
And
because
it
I just
worked out
called.
though. You were able to go.
Yeah, I called. I was really nice and I was like, it's canceled. I know you didn't do this, but I just need to get to Seattle. And they were like, okay. And then they just put me on the next flight out in the morning.
You probably were the only person that went that smooth for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you dealt with it a normal way. Like you didn't scream and freak out at the desk and do all the weird stuff people do.
Yeah. I
There was
wanted to scream a little
oh
bit.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Inside screaming.
Oh yeah. When
Yeah.
we were on our way back and we had the first flight was amazing. Like drinks, we had food, we watched movies, all good, classic. We get to our layover in Miami. We're on the tarmac and the guy's like, "Okay, everybody, there's someone else ahead of us. We're going to be just a minute." And we had taken off in Nicaragua like really late too, like 45 minutes late. And we had this layover, or we had this like connecting flight.
Yeah.
So of course, everybody in the flight was already a wreck. Like everybody had been a wreck that we were missing a flight. They all were a wreck. And so I'm telling Darren, like, I'm like, when we get off this flight, we gotta hustle. And he's like, yeah, no, I know. And you can imagine Darren. Darren is like that guy that's like,
Yep.
he's like standing on the edge of the seat with like his arm reaching up and into the bin, just like randomly grabbing bags to see if it's ours to like make sure we're prepped or something. And he wasn't doing that, but you can imagine.
Yeah.
So we see this old man and woman, right? We're still in seatbelts. We're supposed to be still in seatbelts. This older man and woman walk up front to the very front. They're standing where
Oh,
people get on the flight,
yeah.
all their baggage with them.
Yep.
Flight attendant guy, who was this like super cool black guy, he was like, "What do y'all think you're doing?" And this older gentleman was like, we are going to not miss our connecting flight." He's like, "All these people up in here got to get their flights,
Yeah.
not just you." And he's looking at me like, "Isn't this person crazy?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"They're crazy."
No. We're
I'm like,
friends now. We're
"Yeah, we're
friends
friends.
now.
Me and you, we're vibing.
We got
And I'm
this.
with you. Send them back.
Yeah.
Send them back." So he's like, "You guys got to go sit down." The wife is standing like right over me. She's like almost like sitting in my lap, like waiting to be let off this plane. That's
Yeah.
not even in the dock yet.
Yeah.
So the
And you're first class, so you're like, excuse me.
like, pardon me, my sparkling water, you're near it.
You bumped my champagne, excuse me.
The
Do you know
lint
how
from
expensive this is?
your Eddie Bauer fleece is getting
Yeah.
in my drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
All
she's
these
like,
forest green
"Okay,
sparkles in my champagne.
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Please step away." So she's standing over me. She's staring down at me, like almost just like looking down at me. So like I look up at her and I'm like, and she's like, "I'm gonna need to get off this flight immediately." And I'm like, "Oh, I need to get off this flight immediately too." Like I don't mess with people on flights. Like I'm not having this conversation.
Yeah.
Her husband goes and gets in the bathroom with all of his luggage, just piles it in, gets in the bathroom and shuts the door.
Okay.
That's a play right there.
Yeah.
So the pilot is like, everyone sit down.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
the tarmac's ready, the dock is ready, but we can't even go in because you
because of
guys are
that.
idiots and you're standing up.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh. I mean, we had like this older lady. She's like, I've been flying for 45 years. Go sit down. Like people were getting ticked.
Yeah.
So finally, this lady, like, she will not move. She will not move. And finally, I said, I looked over at her and I was like, ma'am, I'm going to have to get out and get my luggage either way. So you can move back and just sit down, or you're going to have to wait because I'm going to get my luggage before you get off this flight.
Yeah.
She's like, I have a connecting flight. And I said, so do I. We're all on it. So if you don't be quiet and sit down, we all are screwed. Like, how are you not getting this?
Yeah.
She goes back, she sits down. The husband, he's doing a little,
Doing a little
he
peek.
just starts doing a little peeking. He's doing a little peep out the door of the toilet because he's like, and the guy's like, you still need to sit down if you're done. He's like, I'm not done. Shuts the door.
How old are these people?
They're like in their 60s.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the pilot finally he docked us, and that guy got off the plane quicker than you can imagine. Left his wife in the dust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was wild.
They should have locked him in there, made everyone get off before he got
Right.
out.
Sir, I hate to tell you this, but the bathrooms, they do a little thing called auto lock.
Yeah, we locked them when on deboarding.
Yeah, we can't have people coming in and out of the toilet, sir. So you're gonna be in
Wow.
there for a minute.
That's
Correct.
crazy. That's like a petulant child move.
Right?
Yeah. That's like
That's
a temper
exactly
tantrum
what
in a
it was
grocery
like.
store.
Yeah. So okay, so but moving on, there's so much to talk about. We might have to
Okay,
do 5
but real
podcasts.
quick, but real quick, the house is amazing, right? Beautiful house, like
Oh,
so
yeah.
peaceful, hanging out by that pool with the big
Oh
open
my
windows.
gosh. Yes, it was amazing,
Did you
amazing.
sleep upstairs or did you sleep in the
Yes,
in
no, I slept upstairs.
did you sleep with the windows open, the doors open?
Yes. It was
Did you hear
incredible.
the boats like in the middle of the night like come through for fishermen and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
that.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
so relaxing and peaceful. It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. It was crazy, but we loved every minute of it. I would highly suggest going to Nicaragua if you can. Very
yeah.
affordable
Yeah.
considering.
Did you go down to the bar in Aqua, the little spot down there much?
We went to Aqua, we went to Peely's, we went to Rancho.
Yeah.
Where else did we? Yeah, we went to a bunch of different places like throughout. We
Cool.
went to the Taqueria. You like over by where is that? By like Ponga Drops, basically, like
Oh,
where the
okay.
stores are.
Um,
We did
it was so
that,
nice to be back at Peely's. Like that's such a
right?
cool vibe, like for the happy hour and hanging
Yeah,
out on the beach. And there's a lot of people, and it's
it's
pretty
super
cool. It was nice.
nostalgic, huh?
Yeah, it was really cool, and we really liked that little bar in Aqua because it was like 2 for 1 drinks from like 1 to 7, and the kids that
Yeah,
worked there were really funny, and we would just like go down there in
chat.
the afternoon if we wanted to
Yeah,
take a break from the pool and just walk down, and it was
I
yeah,
love that. Yeah, it's very fun. It's also just like it's kind of like a resort town, but
yeah,
not like
like
you
not yet,
feel like
like it will
yeah,
be,
yeah. So
yeah,
it's still kind of like funky and fun, and you're not like, feeling like super fancy. It's not like that.
yeah,
It's like you more so just live in a cool beach town, but it's actually just like a bunch of cool little like resorty things.
yeah. That's cool. When we were there, Mark and Vicky stopped by, so that was nice. Saw
Yeah.
you guys saw him
Yeah.
too and
We
stuff.
went, yeah, we saw them, which was awesome,
Cool.
which is Darren's boss, by the way,
Yeah.
for the listeners.
Well, your boss too.
My boss too now, yeah.
He's
Ooh.
he had a glowing report on you from an audit that you helped with.
Oh my gosh. I probably saved that man 10 grand in late fees.
Yeah, he was said that. He's like
Good.
I'll say Melissa. she charmed that auditor, and whew, like it was good. He was like, sometimes I kind of work backwards with my numbers. And
Oh, he works backwards all right.
oh man.
Like, you need the receipts from 1987. I was like, no, Mark, that's not what they need.
Yeah, no.
Forward in time, not backwards in time.
Oh, that's funny. So you
Yeah.
had a good time, and then
Yeah.
what about eclipse? Did you go see the eclipse
Okay, so
anywhere?
I got back and I got my hair done during the eclipse.
You got your hair done during the eclipse?
My face was in a hot towel while you guys raged on the eclipse
My
viewing.
goodness.
I
So
know.
what was the coverage in West Virginia?
What's that even mean?
So there's the path of totality. That's why we went up to
Right.
Buffalo, because there's a
Oh,
path
cool.
in
Yeah.
the country where it goes across, and that's when it's completely covered.
Yeah.
The moon completely covers the sun. But if you go to like bordering areas, less and less totality. So you might only get like a 70% cover.
Okay.
So we went, okay. So well, we went to Lake Erie, like just south of Buffalo, and it was
Okay.
the path of totality. So and it was awesome because it was kind of cloudy, but it cleared up just enough. But when the moon crosses over the sun, even when there's like the slightest sliver of sun, it's kind of bright out. But the second the moon fully covers the sun, it's just like dark.
Pitch black.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was
I'll have to
pretty,
post those on the story so people can see it.
yeah, do that.
That
So
was,
it was just really cool.
but you you're like, no, I get it. Like, I'm an eclipse junkie now.
Yeah. I don't know about junkie, but it's pretty sweet. I definitely want to like be around for the next one.
Well, it
So,
was funny because afterwards, Darren went outside to try to look at it and he couldn't really see anything.
oh yeah.
But there
Yeah.
was a bunch of people at our gym that were like, where were you during the eclipse? And I'm like, what the heck is
I'm
this?
getting blonde.
I'm like, don't you think you can tell where I was?
Did you not see my hair? The
Why are
next,
you
I
asking?
think the next one's in Portugal.
Oh, we
That
should
would be
do
cool.
that.
Yeah.
We should go there as a trip and do it on
Okay.
live afloat,
A
Pop.
live afloat from the
We're a live
eclipse
afloat
2027.
from, yeah, let's
I
do it.
think 2027, but I don't know.
That's not, I mean, that's 3 years. That'll go by in no time.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
it'll be like full on chaos by then. We'll be like
Oh yeah, we'll be in the middle
hiding.
of like the Fifth World War. We might as well just
Yeah.
put that idea on pause.
They're like Portugal doesn't exist anymore.
You know what's
They
funny?
found themselves in
Portugal's
the
just
middle.
gone.
Yeah,
Portugal, Portugal's
we
gone.
lost Portugal.
We lost. We lost it. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's not us picking on Portugal. It's just where the world's headed. We don't know.
yeah, we don't know. Yeah,
We could lose West Virginia for all I know
yeah,
till
uh,
2027.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, whether we already did.
We might already be gone.
Oh
We might be gone.
man.
So
So then,
anyway, I want to hear about you seeing Liam, the love of your life besides Chelsea.
it was it was really
Unreal.
it was really good. So no complaints. Totally happy we went.
Not one complaint.
Um, the only thing about it was I was trying to like me and Ryan were talking about it, and I was like, it would be like if Paul McCartney did an album with like Elvis Costello and they put it out and you're like, this is cool. And it sounded really good.
Okay.
And then they were coming to town, and you love Paul McCartney because of the Beatles and Wings.
Yeah.
And you know that when he tours, he sings all the songs you want to hear, like all of his solo stuff, but also the Beatles and all
Yeah.
of that. And then he puts out an album with Elvis Costello, and then you get tickets, and they're like, we're just playing the new album. Like we're just doing Paul McCartney's like, I'm just doing
Oh,
the songs that I have with Elvis Costello. And we're only going to play for like 55 minutes because we just have one album. So this was Liam Gallagher, who just put out an album with John Squire from the Stone Roses. And I
okay.
really like the album, but I'm not like emotionally connected to the album because it just came out.
Yeah.
I love Liam Gallagher because of Oasis and because of all of his solo albums, which I love.
You're emotionally connected to Liam, but not this duo.
Not this duo or this new album. It's good, but it's new and it's just good.
Yeah.
Um, it's a little bit more jammy, like longer guitar solos and stuff. And Liam
Jammy?
doesn't like not being the center of attention, so he gets kind of bored when he's not, when everyone's looking at someone else. So it was
Ooh.
so cool to see him. He
Okay.
sounded really good.
Okay.
But it was like 55 minutes and they just played the new songs, him and John
Okay.
Squire.
Now, did
So
you know that going in or
I
no?
did. No, I did because I was
Okay.
like, I wonder what he's gonna sing. And so I Googled it and then I was going, there's a website that shows set lists from all the shows that like from past shows. So I Googled it and they were like only doing the new album and one cover of a Rolling Stones song.
Okay.
So then I read an article and they're like, yeah, we're not going to do our other stuff. We're just going to do this album.
Okay.
So I knew
Interesting.
it. Um,
That was you in the audience too. I knew it. I just knew
I
it.
knew it. Uh, so, like I said, we don't regret going. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was such a cool venue.
It
We're going to
looks
try to go back
beautiful
for Charlie Crockett in June.
uh,
Um, it just wasn't like the life changing show.
that you always wanted.
Like we've seen the Beastie, or I've seen the Beastie Boys twice. One of the
Okay.
times I saw them, they were touring like an instrumental album that they did. So to
Oh,
like see them was like really cool. It's the Beastie
yeah.
Boys, but they're not doing like Sabotage and Intergalactic. They're doing like their little instrumental album. But I've
Yeah.
also seen the Beastie Boys when they're like, we're doing everything. Like we're going
We're
all out.
going crazy.
And it's the probably the best show I've ever seen in my entire. I think we talked about it on the last pod
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like that was like one of the most. So um if like next time he comes, if it's like Liam Gallagher show,
Yeah.
then that will be like the epic show that I'm waiting.
Okay. Okay. So you would have liked to have been some of this maybe at the end or the beginning,
Or in the
but
middle,
also sprinkle in the old goodies.
but yeah, do Supersonic and do Once and do, end with Champagne Supernova like he normally does. And
Oh man.
I mean,
So,
it's like that's the experience that I want. That'll be the one.
oh yeah.
So,
Oof.
but
But you
it's like
liked it.
oh, it was great. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
So 10 out of 10, no.
No, but like a good seven, like a
Six,
good
six
solid
or seven.
seven.
Okay, seven.
But then on my run on Sunday, I listened to Liam live at Nebworth that he put out last year. And it
Oh,
was just like the show that I want. Like, I just listened to that whole live
yeah.
show and I was like, oh, okay. So I just need to
And
go
no,
see.
I'm back on. I'm back on
I'm
listening
back on
again.
the Liam. So, but
And
I
what
have
is
like,
the vibe of that album that you're running to it? Like, is it pretty like peppy? I haven't heard it at all.
yeah, there's some peppiness to it. It's just, it's just like one of my favorite artists. So like everything he sings, I'm gonna like just all those Oasis songs, and then his solo music I love so much. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, I had like a good run to his live album that
Well,
same week.
that's good. Well, I'm
So
glad you saw him though. That was kind of
yeah,
exciting. I didn't know you were
super
going to do that.
awesome. And Ryan hooked that up completely
Oh,
because the tickets
Ryan.
were just out of control and it was sold out and it was his only American show. So to
Wow.
get it. And he goes like he sent me a link to get him, and then right after he's like, "Did you get him?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It says processing," and that was in February. And then he goes, "Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Sometimes you won't hear until like the week before the show." And it literally was the week before the show. I got a text. It's like, "All right, here's your tickets."
Stop.
Um, it was
And
pretty awesome.
he's just on his way to second week at Coachella right now.
So I spoke with him during Coachella.
How's
They
that?
had a good time. They stayed for part of No Doubt, but he's not really into No Doubt, but Christine
Hmm.
is. So they said it was
Okay.
good. And he said they dipped kind of when it was like, ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Rodrigo. And he was like, so they
He's like,
left. No
no.
thanks.
Yeah.
But he got to see Blur and he's a big Blur guy. Said the shows
Yeah.
were good. There was a lot of like where they were at, like in the industry stuff, there was just a lot of people, like a lot of business types and stuff. So he
Yeah.
didn't say anything like overwhelmingly great about it, but he said it was fun.
Yeah. I was kind of like looking at what he was posting about what bands kind of were there, like that their agency was representing. And that
Yeah.
was kind of cool to like hear a couple new things.
Yeah.
And I do think I went through a phase where I was like, Coachella is so overrun with like Instagrammers and influencers, and it's all weird that I was like, eh. But then it's like you talk to a guy like Ryan and he's going, and you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe I
Yeah.
want.
He said you just got to know how to go. Like basically
See,
like
and I don't know what that means.
start early, leave early. Like you don't have to be there all night.
Oh, okay. So
No,
don't do the like nonsense rave nightlife. Do like, let's go see who I want to see and go home.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's they know how to do it and they had a good time. So
Well, that's awesome. And
yeah.
I'm happy that you saw Liam. I am glad that the love
Yeah.
affair continues, even though you wanted it to be something else, you still appreciated it for what it was.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
And
cool.
my show drought is over because I hadn't gone to a show in like 4 years, 4.5
There
years.
you go.
So back
Back
on
with
the
a
wagon.
bang.
And then I was like looking at other bands that are coming and Social Distortion's coming with Bad
Oh,
Religion. And that would be awesome, but it's in May and we're gonna be gone.
oh no.
Yeah.
Don't tell Darren.
Well, yeah.
Darren may show up at your event and not mine.
Well, I did look at it. It's the Saturday week of that first weekend.
Yeah.
But then they sold it out, so they're coming back midweek the following week, like it's like middle of the next week.
Kidding me?
And it's at a on a pier in New York on like a rooftop pier, Pier 17, I think.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds sick.
Yeah.
Do we
So,
get tickets? I mean, do we just surprise him and that's like a gift?
oh man, let me
Shoot.
look into it because
Uh-oh,
maybe they're
Chelsea's on here. She's on it
yeah.
now. I can tell. She's right now buying them.
It's Chelsea's like laughs because I'll be like, we literally have so much going on. Like we're
There's
booked
no
until
way.
August, and then we're like, and we're in Philly that week. But I'm still like,
You're like, but what if?
what if we went though?
But what if? And
The
she's like,
next,
we're literally nowhere near this event. No, but what if?
but that's a Wednesday night. Thursday we need to be in Jersey City for LDC thing, so we could work in Philly till like I don't know, like
Oh
2,
my,
and then
oh
we
my
could drive to New York and go see Social Distortion, hang out
bad.
for the night, and then go straight to LDC and work for 2 days. I mean, it could work.
It could work, but I feel like maybe we're pushing it for our age at this point for this type of rally.
We're no spring chickens.
Like this is a rally that I would do when I was like 22.
Yeah. We'll go work in Philly and then we'll go to New York and see
Yeah.
a punk show that's gonna go late. And then the next
We're
morning
not going to
get
get
up
home until 5 a.m.
and then do construction in Jersey City on a
from
Kingdom
8
Hall,
to 5.
8 to 5. Yeah. Yeah.
Killing. Yes, done. Can handle it.
Yeah. But we have
C4
big
all the
projects
way.
coming up. Yeah. Big projects coming up. We're gonna
Yeah.
be doing and we're in Philly a lot the next month
Oh,
for work.
okay.
So
Oh, okay. Well, we can maybe see you there.
oh, be
Like,
fun.
it would
We're
be
gonna
fun to do a weekend in Philly. Philly's awesome.
yeah, we've never been there until this week and it was really
Oh,
cool.
really?
I'm gonna go back for a lot of it, it'll just be me and some of the guys, but I'm gonna till
Yeah.
Monday, I'll be there solo, and then Monday night we're gonna record Are You Taking Care of Yourself episode 3.
Oh, you should just see if Darren wants to come visit you in Philly and go see a show in Philly.
How far is it for you guys to Philly?
I want to say like 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh,
We were just in Pittsburgh last weekend.
crazy.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah. I
Let me look. Let me look. I don't know.
oh man, that'd be fun.
That would be cool though if you could do that with Darren. That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Do like are you taking care of yourself? Man, people have been asking me too. They're like, when is with the pod coming back? Like, what the heck's going on?
I know these
And then
little
I'm
breaks.
like, well, Jake's got a lot going on. He's seeing the love of his life. He's with the love of his life. He has 2 podcasts. He's running
I've
for a
got
marathon.
running. Oh yeah. Oh, and then so the marathon
How's
half
that going?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, I got sorry, I gotta take this. I'll be right back.
Oh God.
It's going fine. It's
It's
with when you
going
have a busy
fine.
schedule, it's really hard to like get your runs in. But I got my runs up to like 10 miles and I felt fine. I didn't have any issues, so it should go well. Week and a half
Okay.
away next weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure Darren will talk to you about his run that he's gonna do, right? He's like
Yeah.
barely ran because he's been so sick lately.
Why is he still dealing with stuff?
Yeah, and then today he's like, yeah, I don't know if it's like a parasite or what happened from Nicaragua, but
Yeah. Oh, from
he was
Nicaragua.
talking. I think it's from Nicaragua. It's been since
Oh,
Nicaragua. We both have had problems since we got back home with our stomachs.
yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Portugal, you had that too.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, dude, you need to go to the doctor. This is getting out of control.
Yeah.
But last night, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. This guy calls him. He's like, can you give me a ride? My car broke down. I'm on corridor. And Darren's like, okay. It was like 1:30. He comes back home. It's like 2:30. He gets back in bed. He's like, man, I was up when they called, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I know you were. I heard you. And he's like, I think I might need to go to the doctor. This is like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I think you probably should. Then today he calls me and he's like, I was talking to Travis, Travis Turner, the guy that opened the CrossFit gym. You should have him
Yeah.
on. He's
Mm.
like, I was talking to Travis and he told me that my life would change if I started drinking Metamucil. Could you go get me some Metamucil? And I'm like, sure, whatever you think, we'll do. So I
Do
went
you,
and got a Metamucil and I bring it to his job. And the guys that he works with literally messaged me the gif of like Harry on Dumb and Dumber when he's like squeezing his, he's like, do you realize what you've done?
oh
That's
man.
ridiculous.
I
So
thought
yeah,
you were
I'm
gonna
thinking that
say,
he's gonna get better.
oh yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say he was talking to Travis, and Travis is like, "You should go to the doctor." And he's like, "I think I should go to the doctor." And you're like, "Yeah, I've been telling
Telling
you."
you.
That would be something Chelsea would tell me like a bunch of times, like, "You should go to the doctor." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'll talk to like a buddy. He's like, "You should go to the doctor." And I'd be home like, "I was talking to so and so. He said I should go to the doctor. I think I should go to. I should
Why
probably
do guys do that?
because we're idiots."
Yeah, you are freaking idiots. In fact, Darren's always like, you're nagging, you're nagging, you're nagging me, you're nagging me. And I'm like, you know what nagging is? Nagging is telling someone for the 9,000th time what they should have done already as a grown adult human being man. That's what nagging is. He's like, I think you're just kind of like being a little aggressive right now with the whole thing.
We have a lot on our plates. All right.
Yeah, okay. Are the plates plastic? Because it feels like that. These are
Sometimes
China,
we're
delicate China plates that are this
sometimes
big.
we're on our we have a lot on our plate, and sometimes that plate is a fine china.
And it's an inch wide.
Yeah.
That it's overflowing immediately.
Yep. That's right.
That needs to be your catchphrase on taking care of yourself. That we've got a lot on our plates. And the plate's China, and it's a
And
miniature one from a mini house, from a
yeah,
mini Barbie set.
it's from a mini. It
You know
doesn't
those
fit.
little China sets?
It overfloweth quickly.
Yeah, it does. You guys actually, I'm going to buy each one of you a little miniature China set off Amazon and send it to you.
Drill a little hole and then make it a little necklace so that when we're recording, are you
Oh,
taking care of yourself? We can have our little fine china necklaces.
just a little teacup
Yeah,
ready to be shattered.
we're just little fragile teacups,
Little fragile, and you can pull it away just enough to get a little sip of water.
and then it's too hot, and we're like, "Oh, it's too."
Oh, yeah. And me and Chelsea are over here going, blow on it a little, just blow on it. No, no. Usual stuff.
Yeah, the usual stuff. All
Usual.
right. Well, we're
Well, we're
back,
back though. We're back.
and we're gonna have a good guest. Though we don't know who it is yet, but we're gonna have a good
Oh,
guest next week.
yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Who are some guests that you want to have on? You talked about having Lenny on. I think Lenny would be good.
Yeah. And Lenny was like, I'm not really a pod talker, I'm more of a pod listener. And I
Yeah,
was like, those guys.
but if you listen to pods, then you have things you want to
You
say.
know what you want to
And
say.
he's like, I probably won't say much. And then he'll jump right in.
No, he actually, yeah, it also like he does know a lot. He does know a lot, read a lot, listen to a lot.
Perfect.
So
Lenny.
we'll call him out.
We're gonna have
I'll
to,
text him and tell him we called you out.
yeah. Now he's
Oh
got
yeah.
to come on. We're probably gonna be due for Lee again soon.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to have Ryan on again soon to update some
Ooh, we
music.
need an update on Coachella.
There's a guy, I've asked him, and he said he'd be interested, but I haven't locked him in yet. His name
Okay.
is Louis Rosignol. He's an
Okay.
artist.
Okay.
So check out his Instagram. It's really cool. Louis Rosignol.
Okay. Is it spelled like the snowboards?
Yep. LEWISROSSINGNOL. Rosignol.
Okay.
He's a Jason and Carrie, the ones in Maine that have been on. Uh,
Yeah.
they're friends with them. And so
Okay.
he was like, you should talk to Lewis. And then so I DM'd Lewis, but and he
Okay.
wrote back, but we haven't locked it in yet. But I really want to
Well,
have him
check
on
it
to
out.
talk about, and he teaches art. So I think he'd be really cool to talk to.
Oh, that's amazing. Cool.
Yeah. And yeah, I think we can have some pretty fun guests this spring.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I think
So
we, and if you want to be on the pod, you've got a reason. If you've got something you want to talk about, we won't call you out that you DM'd us and said, get me on the pod, but
you're like begging, like practically begging.
yeah.
Um,
So
oh,
guys,
our nephew Cameron, he's a big cold plunge guy. He's friends with Jeffrey, so they listened to Jeffrey, and then he was like, "It'd be cool to
are
be on
you doing,
cold plunging."
okay, are you doing um the pod when you do the pod with Darren next, are you doing it with Doug?
I texted Darren and Sean last night and said I think Doug would be a good guest. So I was gonna text
Oh
Doug
man.
today and see if he could do Monday. Because I think Doug would be fun to have on, and I know he does all that stuff. So
Yeah, I was just curious if they could like, oh man, if you got two cold plunge guys, it would be too much in one
oh,
room,
that's a chilly room. We
right?
have to break it up.
Break
But
the
we're
ice up,
wanting,
break the ice up.
yeah, we're wanting Doug, and it'd be fun. It'd be fun to have on. So
Right? That
lots
would
of
be
plans for the
so
spring.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've
Sick.
got we should have a good run of pods over the spring, moving
Oh
into
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I've texted a couple people, put some feelers out there. We've got Sean, the guy that does the refurbishing the mid-century modern furniture.
oh
And
yeah,
so he's ready. He'd love to be on, he said.
cool.
Talk about that. So yeah, we've got some irons in the fire.
Yeah. And I wanted to have Oakley and River to come back on and give their review of Wonka because they really liked Wonka.
I
That would
was
be,
just about to say we needed to have your little co-hosts on
yeah.
again. That
So
was
that was fun.
yeah.
Well, cool. What do you got for songs this week?
Oh man. Let me pull up my list that I've acquired while we've been, all busy. I got back into Turnstile again. I'm not gonna play that, but oh
So
man, it was good.
so good.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little sax number.
Okay.
It's called Echo Sax number 4.
Echo Sax number 4 by who?
Caleb Arredondo.
Caleb.
Arredondo. Arredondo.
Okay.
And then the next one I want to do is Les Depart by 80 Oasis. I've been listening to that and it's very quick. It's like 60 seconds. And I think it's just like, yeah, that's just the music one.
Cool.
Both of those are just musical, which I wanted to do just 2 musicals.
Nice.
Shout out to Ryan for showing us some new bands.
Ryan.
Love it.
All right. Do you have any more? Just those two?
No, that's it. I got two musical sessions
All right.
going on here.
I'm gonna do I listened to this morning on the way to service. Victory by the Old Firm Casuals.
Okay, I've never heard of them.
The lead singer to Old Firm is Lars from Rancid. So
Whoa.
like a punk, like a
Okay,
punk band. So Victory,
got it.
Old Firm Casuals. We don't have any Rolling Stones on the list. I've been listening to them a
Oh,
lot. So I was thinking Beast of Burden from the Rolling Stones.
oh my gosh, that's a good one.
And then an old 90s song. Remember Sponge?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
was gonna do the song Plowed. I always like that opening. So
Oh man, that
Sponge,
is old school right there.
Beast of Burden, and Victory. Those are my songs.
Okay. Sick. I love it.
Well, it's been 3 weeks, but I feel like I'm already
Tapped out.
I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
So
I
I would
thought I missed this, but now that we're back at it again, I realized that I liked not doing this.
it was like the what I thought seeing Liam would be, and then what it was kind of like that. It's like I'm done. If you're done, I'm done.
Yeah, I have to go. I gotta go do some muscle ups or something.
I gotta go fry my hair until it falls out.
Yeah.